Hello and welcome to Game 2 of Avant Garde v Synapse Gaming in Week 1 of the Smite Oceanic Pro League. I am Husey and joining me for this match is Timmy.
Yes, now we saw Avant Garde. Let's put it bluntly, they pretty much dominated that first game there. Thanks to Ro being able to get that foothold early, try and put Franke really far behind, and then try and put their aggression onto Elucidator, and then allowed Spock to just snowball himself. So hopefully we see from Synapse a bit more proactive actions into that jungle, try and ward out that solo lane side a little bit more.
Exactly right, and it just looked like their hearts weren't in it. I'm sorry, I had to say that at some point during a Pro League cast. May as well get it over and out of the way at the start. So let's get into our bans here. You can see that Janice was the first ban from Synapse. They were really didn't like that coming out from Ochita. Avant Garde responded with a Sylvanas ban, a bit more of a vanilla ban compared to last game. We saw the work Biggie did on that Sylvanas. I'm a bit disappointed we won't see any more pulls through the wall from him. And then Ares ban from Synapse, another strong Guardian, but leaving Ymir and Geb on the table, and the Ratatoska banned from Avant Garde.
Now, I don't think Ares is really worth banning anymore, because one key thing is that now that a lot of people don't get Hand of the Gods anymore, that means that a lot of people have that extra slot available to them, so they can get a Purification Beads, even an Aegis if they're really worried about that. So Ares, it's just a bead popper. You need to build a team around him with a lot of high crowd control, and we're not seeing a huge amount of very high crowd control dominating, debilitating sort of teams from anyone.
Alrighty, and then I think the reason for the Ares ban was to basically ensure for... Well, actually, it doesn't make sense because they were first pick. They could have banned something stronger. They could have banned the Athena and then picked up the Wk1 that they've got here, but now they've given up the Athena, which goes the way of Avant Garde, as well as Bologna. So just two extremely strong picks going the way of Avant Garde for the price of an Wk1. So Wk1, though, he's very strong, obviously, like he outputs a ton of magical damage, and the execute just makes him an absolute horrendous god to play. Sorry, to play against, I should say, not play. He's very fun to play. I don't think it's worth it though for giving up the Bologna and Athena.
Yeah, definitely very higher priority sort of X, because whereas Wk1, he does a lot of damage, he picks up one person. Athena can taunt pretty much the entire team, get him into a really bad position, then Eagles rally, Legend spins around, slams down on the desired target, pretty much taking them out straight away, as well as that lane domination, just such a bully.
Exactly right. Alrighty, let's go towards the side of Synapse. Now they pick up Apollo and Ymir. So Apollo, Heartscope Boom, played him last game. Did alright with him. Got, as we said at the end, got 50% of his team's kills. But ultimately, though, wasn't the force that I think they hoped he would be, because they didn't get enough of a... Or they didn't get any lead at all to allow that Apollo to split push. The Ymir pick, I really like it. It gives you a lot of lane pressure that you're lacking with Apollo, because Apollo's got very weak clear, and Ymir makes up for that.
Yes, but we're also going to see Ro got his best stat. This is dangerous right here. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw pretty much deja vu of the last game.
Yeah, exactly right. He was just all over the map with that best stat and just did a horrendous amount of damage to Synapse Gaming, and he really put them behind a lot, just him by himself on that Bastet. As well as that Bastet allows a lot of tower and objective pressure using her cats. And while they've been nerfed a little bit with the removal of Hand of the Gods, the cats received a bit of a nerf as well. They're still very powerful, and the slow on them still makes them a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, not to mention, like you said, even though they did get that HP nerf, they're still pretty tanky. They can tank up a tower and a Gold Fury just fine. We're gonna also see Nuwa getting picked up here for Avant Garde. What do you think about Nuwa? She's not. We don't really see her all that much.
Well, when you look at the third bands being Isis and Agni, I mean, there's not really that much left to. Well, I mean, you've got Poseidon left, you've got Scylla left. I mean, the Nuwa, that's really interesting. And then if we look towards Synapse, they pick up their Hercules and Scylla. So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be an interesting matchup. I would expect to see the Nuwa go mid against that Scylla, and then Hercules in the solo lane. It's just gonna be really interesting. Yeah, the Nuwa. We don't really see her that much in competitive play. Of course, Kiki's so cheeky for AFK. He only plays female gods, so he's played her quite a lot. But in the OCE scene, we really haven't seen the Nuwa.
Nuwa just hasn't been in here, so I'm kind of thinking there's going to be a little bit of a surprise. The thing to keep in mind is that not only can she do quite a lot of S damage, she also has that vision from the fire shot, so that could be used to try and pick out a target that Ro wants to pick off.
And speaking of Ro, we could see that Freya's picked up here. Oh, that's Freya ADC.
That's Freya ADC.
That'll be going to subfloor. It'll be Bastet. I thought maybe we might see Sporks play Bastet in the solo lane. We could see a whole lot of stuff there, you know, if we were in an EU meta, but we're an OCE, so we'll stick to some more normalcy. But Freya ADC, we haven't seen that for a while. We saw it a lot in Season 1. Season 2 really kind of dropped off, wasn't really, you know, especially with the blue buff being taken away and replaced by the purple buff. I didn't really see Freya that much, but I'm excited to see the work that Subfloor can do on her in this game.
So my Freya could just put out a lot of damage there. Like, you know, people argue, you know, Hunters, they got crits, they got the life steal, all that. Freya gets a neg life steal from a passive, and she chunks her when she uses her little combo of the pulse and the irradiate. It's pretty much like she's hitting you for crits.
Exactly right. I'm really excited to see that, especially with just Avant-Garde's lineup is so strong. They've got Bologna and Athena,
Very
and then combining
dangerous.
that with a Bastet, a Freya. I mean, you can see why they picked Nuwa. They could really go with something that a cheater was comfortable with in mid lane, because they're just going to be outputting a lot of magical damage from that Freya, and then the physical damage will be coming out of the Bologna and Bastet as well. So, man, Synapse is going to have their hands full in this one.
Yes, they're going to go ahead and try and think on their feet here. We're going to go ahead, take a very short break as we get into this next match. Stick around.
It's like we've worked for 2 entire decades, developing something that gives each of us the ability and access to express ourselves as individuals. What happened to our freedom? It seems like this is yet another force field the government has inflicted upon us to enable more control, more power. Why do we have the least of the say? Why is it that the uneducated of the internet are the ones calling all the shots? The ones that don't understand the concept of the World Wide Web. Each and every one of us is a product of the internet. The internet is a product of us. It has grown with us and nourished within our generation. And as it stands now, I will not let it be taken control of by some power-hungry motherfuckers. Fuck so. Allows us a chance at gaining more access to tools which would in turn speed the process of learning, communicating, and sharing. It enables us to gain awareness of what's happening across the globe and share what we see or hear. Social networking sites have granted us the ability to share information that much easier. Songs, pictures, videos. How can something as simple as posting a link generated by the internet be classified as copyright infringement, therefore forcing sites to feel obligated to take them all down? What would the internet really be without reblogging, reposting, retweeting? The internet was created to make lives easier, not harder.
Hello and welcome back to Game 2 of Avant Garde v Synapse Gaming in Week 1 of the Smite Oceanic Pro League. I'm Pusey, and joining me is Timmy. How you doing, Timmy?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to see if Synapse can try and learn from not necessarily their mistakes, but learn where they kind of fell short and try and patch up the wounds, stop the bleeding, and try and take more control in this game. But before any funny things happen, let's go ahead and introduce our teams. Hughesy, take it away.
Alrighty, and fighting under the blue health bars out of the order side of the map, we have got Synapse Gaming. Elucidator is your solo lane Hercules. Fonke is in the jungle on Wk1. He is your mid lane Little Monster Scylla, and Entropy and Heartsko Boom make up your duo lane as the Frost Giant Emir and the ever so beautiful Apollo.
And fighting from the top side of your mini-map and the right-hand side of your spectator UI, we have Sporks in the solo lane playing Bologna. Ro in the jungle once again is best at. Ochita is your mid lane Nuwa, and the duo lanes Biggie and subfloor as Athena Freya.
And one thing we can see from Avant already, which seems to be kind of their typical start, is this 3 wards across the middle of the map to sniff out any invade potential from the other team. And that may be something that they do all the time, or maybe something that they've just pulled out here for Synapse. But we've seen it in both games now, and it's really kind of ensuring them a safe start.
Nevertheless, it is very effective because if anyone tries to rotate around, then you can't go ahead and get spotted out. Like you said, no invades are really possible because nowhere is blind except for that purple buff where Heartsko Boom tried to be a little bit cheeky there because he did finish his purple buff early, so he wanted to see if he could get something, but unfortunately he didn't.
And another thing we saw there is Agony went over to help with the blue and the speed buff, really securing that for Fonke, making sure he gets that, but he sacrificed his red buff for the first wave. He's going to get it now and then go back, but it means Avant Garde gets a mid camp.
Yeah, Avant Garde does have that mid camp there, but they haven't got that left one, and I suspect Fonke, yeah, he's going to go ahead and try and snip that out. He does see it, but he realizes that he needs to try and help out his mid laner, because look at Ro, he's going to go ahead and take these back camps, and who knows where he's going to be going after that.
It's just this incredible ability to know where the other team is, know what they've done. It's almost like he's got photographic memory or something like that, where he just knows what the other team's done and able to keep that in mind. And he's just going ahead and just denying them farm and, you know, just putting himself a little bit ahead at the start here, just getting them a little bit behind, a little bit of step of uncertainty that just is what you see at the beginning of Avant games, where they just come out of the gates and they just win from early on. It's just typical Avant.
They've done their homework. They're the most knowledgeable in OCE, so it isn't necessarily photographic memory. It's more, this is where they would most likely be. So let's do this. This should be up. And sure enough, it is. And just go ahead. Yeah, it's just straight up map awareness, and they just take so much advantage of it.
Exactly right. You can see Ro is almost level 5 at the moment for this camp. He should be, and that's once again Ro hitting level 5 before 2 minutes 30. Look to see a gank come out of him, maybe in the solo or duo lane. At this point, he's going to get back and buy up, and then maybe we'll see some of that. But yeah, once he hits level 5, he's looking for a kill. He's looking for that first blood. Yeah,
those catcalls, it's just so dangerous. Especially, like, I want to give you a scenario. Say he goes onto Funke, puts out the catcall, but he's very low. He could be in execute range, actually on the left-hand side. Wood coming out here onto Funke to stop that disengagement.
And Biggie just dashes away now, but Funke was looking to come here, trying to catch out
Avant,
but they knew exactly where he was. The calls were coming through from Ro and Cheetah. Speaking of those two, here they come, and now there's the blink from Biggie, and he dives in towards Entropy. He's very low, first blood. Cheetah picks it up on Entropy. Hearts go boom, dashes away. Whooped is Funke. It looks like Subfloor wants to go on him quite heavily. There is a clay minion. Not going to really do much here, but now Avant maybe looking for something off the back side of this, take a camp or two. But yeah, first blood going the way of Avant.
Could they be doing... They're thinking of a Gold Fury right now. This is very early. They don't have catcall, so this is going to hurt them a little bit, but they have 4 people here to try and trade out the aggro.
Yeah, it's going to take some precise play here, and it looks like they're going to be able to do it very comfortably. Synapse Gaming just not expecting that to be done at all, and that was just a nice piece of play there from Avant. Picking up a kill and then just being able to secure the Gold Fury off the back of that. That was a pre-5-minute Gold Fury. And while it's not worth as much as it used to be, that's still a hefty amount of gold in your pocket.
Yeah, I like that mentality. As soon as that Gold Fury at the very start was no longer 300, people kind of thought of it like inconvenience, because it's just so large, it's usually under contention, and it takes so long to take down. But money is free. That's free money that they just picked up right there, and that's going to give them the immediate advantage with that gold and try and snowball and try and put on this domination.
Exactly right, and goodness, I mean, Synapse, they need to be ahead in this one to have a chance to win. Like, you know, some teams can come back and win, but you could do that against some teams, I should say, but you just can't do that against Avant. You have to be ahead to win. And Synapse is just, like, they're not necessarily misplaying, it's just Avant is just playing it better than they are. And that's really tough to do, to, like, combat.
Avant is definitely more aware of their surroundings and more aware of what they need to do. But what Synapse really has to do is shut down Ro. They can't let him get any bigger than he already is. He's already level 7, not the highest on his team, but it's equal with the highest person on Synapse Gaming.
Agony's just taken level 8 there.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's okay there.
But you really fun.
There's only been 1 kill, but it's not so much shut down Ro at this stage, it's more just denying him the opportunity to get big. Now, they've already got a small lead, and as you said, the Synapses can't allow them to get any more of that. As this goes towards the late game, though, I think it'll start favoring Synapse a little bit more because they've got that Scylla and they've got the Ao Kuang, who are very late game characters. Ro diving in here. Heartsguru is caught between all of Avant here, and he's going to go down. He called for the across the sky, but the chariot didn't even make it there. He was dropped off at the taxi rank, and down he goes. Another kill going the way of Avant. A Cheetah picks up that one as well, and it looks like Avant want to keep going. There's the Kitty Cats onto Entropy. Biggie's here now, uses the shield wall. Entropy getting very low. Funke trying to do some damage to save his teammate. Up goes a Cheetah, and he gets a kill onto Entropy. Funke blinks back under tower, and he's going to get out, but Agony caught under his tier 1. Uses his Sentinel to get out, and nice work there from the boys from Avant. But Hearts go boom! Uses the across the sky to come back in. But Avant were getting out anyway. Sporks on the backside of that just quietly picks up a kill.
Just very quietly. Never mind me, yo. Just solo lane things. You don't have to be worried about me. We haven't actually seen Ro really try and push out that solo lane. He's been more in the mid lane now. Do you think that's more because of the picks and the situation, or do you think he's just trying to mix up his game and try and throw Synapse off their rocker.
Oh,
Funke just getting destroyed.
Well, he tried to defend his tier 1 there, but not a smart choice as he just got absolutely bursted down there by a cheater.
That's the surprise. That's the surprise that we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly right. I think Ro's just coming towards the mid lane a bit more in this one because Sporks is on Bologna and he doesn't really need to do much. I think the last game he was picking on Elucidator a bit because I don't think Elucidator expected to be picked on that much. It's like, I'm the solo laner, like, I'm just expected to be in my lane for the first 15 minutes and then occasionally rotate after that. But, like, you know, getting ganked in the first 5 minutes, like, what is this?
Yeah, now he's a little bit more cautious now because he knows what Avant Garde is capable of, so he has to play defensively. But now, like, what's the next move for Synapse to try and stop Avant Garde from getting any further ahead?
They need to get a good team fight, but this is not the way to do it as Entropy gets picked off again. Avant Garde's just getting a pick here, a pick there. Got a nice group of kills before, but you know, all these individual kills that Synapse are giving up where people are getting caught out is not the way to do it. What they need to do is not necessarily group up, but, you know, get groups of like 2 or 3 and try and look for those same picks that Avant's getting on them and, you know, kind of switch the flip on that, flip the switch on that and turn Avant Garde into the ones getting picked rather than Synapse.
At the moment, Synapse only has 2 wards out on the map, and those would just play. So they need to get this map vision out so they can try and control on the left-hand side. Subfloor getting very low here to the Dragon Call, but the Whoop's gonna go ahead and discourage him.
That's a great thing that Freya buys, is like when she's getting engaged upon, she can just use that whoop and just completely stop it in its tracks. Like he just did it then, like you were getting engaged on by that Wk1, and you know, normally you see an Wk1 engaged on, and you're like, holy crap, I am going to die here. But you know, just calm, collected, Subfloor just puts him up in the air and says, not today.
Not today. Now, I want to talk about something really quickly. Entropy is going for that sovereignty through that Iron Mail. However, there's 2 magical gods in the dual lane, 1 magical god in the mid lane, and then Ro has only really shown up once, so he might be very vulnerable before he starts getting some real items on, because there's just so much magical damage that he has to deal with.
Exactly right. He's gone for the Traveler's shoes as well, so he'll be getting extra gold, but he won't have the cooldown reduction that Biggie will have. And, ooh, Hearts Go Boom getting engaged here by Subfloor. Subfloor doing a nice amount of damage here. Hearts Go Boom getting extremely low, but manages to get back under tower. Now Avant Garde looking for another Gold Fury here. I don't think Synapse know this is going on. And Avant gonna try and burst it down. Subfloor doing lots of damage here. You mentioned the amount of magical damage they can output, and it is intense indeed. And Entropy getting caught out here a little bit. Biggie's just attacking him one-on-one. Nice freeze from Entropy to get him out of trouble, but it is gonna cost him a Gold Fury. Hearts Go Boom dives in with the across the sky, but Ro doing lots of damage there with that whips. He's whooped up there by the Freya, which is Subfloor. Biggie blinks through the wall and engages on Agony. I don't think he was expecting it that at all. Funke looks to engage on the backline, but he made a mistake because Ro is there, forced to use the ultimate to get Ro out of his face. Up goes the cheater, but not going to find anyone. I think that was just trying to escape. Sporks uses the Eagles rally to go in on the backline of Synapse. Agony getting extremely low, frozen in place by a cheater. He's actually rooted there, my mistake, but Agony extremely low and getting even lower. Elucidator gets taunted in by Biggie. Sporks picks up the kill onto Entropy. Synapse, they need to get out.
Synapse definitely need to get out, but the thing is that that minion wave is pushed right up to that tier 1 tower. They just got that Gold Fury, and now they might be looking for the gold from that tower, trying to get even more map control out.
Exactly right, and Synapse, they tried to engage on Avant so many times there, and just every time they did, they came off the worst for it. And I mean, it's just the way Avant plays. You've got to really go in extremely precisely and knowing you can win, because if you go in even with the slightest flaw in your plan, they will pick on that and they'll make you pay for it.
Definitely. If we take a look at the graphs, we can see that Avant Garde is up just barely 7,500 XP, 6,000 gold. So this is already slipping away from Synapse Gaming. This is definitely a very large lead as it continues to grow larger and larger. Now Avant Garde, they're making up these little 3-man, 4-man skirmishes to go around and try and pick people off from Synapse Gaming even more, as we see Ro actually getting caught out here. Crush taken down to about half health.
And now it looks like they're turning the tables, and Elucidator gonna fall here to a cheater. Entropy gets put up in the air. Fonke trying to get a kill here. Can't really do much. And now Subfloor is turning the tables on Synapse and doing all of damage. Hearts Go Boom comes in once again with you across the sky, but not really gonna find much. There's the Eagles rally from Spork. Biggie is coming in with the Defender of Olympus. Entropy about to go down. Spork whips him and flays the ice right off his back. Funky goes down to Biggie, and this should be the tier 2 mid tower here. Hearts Go Boom. He needs to get out or he will fall.
Yeah, he's definitely extremely low. Across the skies is down, so he had to get out immediately. There's no way he could have gone out any further. And now Vanguard, they just clean everything up. They got that tier 2 tower. Now they're going in for this jungle, just really put that chokehold onto Synapse Gaming. And it's just... Hang on, Rose level 12? What?
Yeah, Rose not the highest level on his team. You know, he's about even with Elucidator, who falls there to Subfloor. But one thing I noticed that Ro did in that last fight, which I think was really speaks to the synergy that Avant-Garde have, was once Ro got engaged upon and then got out, his team then turned and re-engaged onto Synapse, and he backed. He just went back to base, got some health, did some backhands. He trusted his team to be able to clean up without him. Knew he wasn't necessary at that point, and if he died, he could have put. You know, he could have given something to Synapse, but he trusted his team enough to be able to do it without him.
Yes, definitely. Now, though Ro isn't as large as we thought, Ochita is again quite large, 5-0 and 4 on the new world, which we kind of had our doubts about. Well, not really doubts, but more concerns of, is this actually going to work? And it seems to be working just fine. I haven't seen any flaws coming out so far. Tremendous burst damage, as well as that crowd control with the shiny metal through the clay minions. And then he's got that fire shots, like I said earlier, in the picks and bans, where it just gives vision on where everyone is, and that gives Avant-Garde the advantage of being able to choose their positioning.
Exactly right, and Synapse looked for that Gold Fury there. I don't think they realized it was down already, but
oh, they knew it was down.
Positioning himself extremely well.
Yeah, they knew that it was down. Fonke took a look into that Gold Fury, saw that Avant-Garde was doing it before they had that little fight beforehand.
Ah, yes. All right, and now Ochita going to take the left-hand side mid-camp. Avant, if we take a look at our graphs here, they are 11k experience ahead and 9k gold. I think they're too far ahead at this point for Synapse to come back. It's going to take a side of all of Avant for Synapse to really find anything. They need to take down some towers. They haven't even taken down any tier 1s.
Alright, side Eagles rally coming out onto Fonke.
And now he's going to get extremely low. Who's going to pick up the kill here? It looks like it will be Ro. Up his first kill of the game. Fonke getting a little bit of caught out there. Defender of Olympus was used from Biggie to get himself into that fight, and it looks like they might be trying to go for this tier 2 here. Hearts Go Boom across the sky to come in. Maybe he could do something here, but Agony getting extremely low. Picked on by Biggie. There's Hearts Go Boom coming in. Entropy uses the shards of ice to try and do some damage, but he dies. Ochita picks up another kill onto Elucidator. Ro gets extremely low. Hearts Go Boom, though, getting body blocked by the rest of Avant. Ochita gets a double kill here. Only Agony is left alive. It looks like this is going to be the tier 2 tower here for Avant.
Avant-Garde is just so massive. Agony used Armor Monster. I'm pretty sure he hit Sporks there. Not even faced. He just doesn't have the power coming out, and they're gonna go for the Fire Giant right here. Ro is actually very low. He has to be careful because he might actually die from those lava pits.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play this one extremely well. If there's a player that can do it, it would be Ro. But the Fire Giant just gets absolutely melted. Oh, Ro! He actually falls here. The overlapping fire pits take him out, and that's a blow to Avant-Garde to not have that Bastet with the Fire Giant. You know, I mean, it's not going to be enough for Synapse to turn this game around, but at least it's something.
Guys, I think they hit Fire Giants.
They're all coming in running now, but it is too little too late to stop that Fire Giant.
Yes, and now, as we saw earlier before, when Avant-Garde got that Fire Giant, they just pushed straight in, took out 2 towers and a Phoenix, and ended the game. Now, if they want to end the game in the same style that they did last time, all they have to do is take out 1 Phoenix and go for the Titan. They are already in the position to win this. 0 kills to Synapse Gaming, 15 to Avant-Garde. This is going to be crazy.
It is, and throughout these 2 games, Synapse have got 2 kills, all in the last game, and Avant-Garde, I believe they're over 30. I forgot how many they got last game, but it was a lot. It was
they got enough.
it was more than 2. We'll put it that
It
way.
was definitely more than 2. I'm pretty sure Row had something like 6.
Yeah, something really horrible and nasty for Synapse
Oh,
Gaming.
Gold Fury, actually.
Gold Fury being started up here by Subfloor and Ochita. Fox comes in as well. Biggie's just hanging around, making sure that Synapse don't try anything here, but they can't really contest it. They put themselves too far out of position if they try and contest that Gold Fury, because then even a couple kills around that Gold Fury means Avant can end the game, and it actually looks like Entropy caught out here by Sporks, but he blinks through him. Biggie blinks as well, but nice wall there from Entropy. Holds him off. Hard to go boom. Needs to get out. He hops across the sky, but a cheater manages to get the kill. Hard to go boom. Left at the gate once again, unable to catch a ride home after a big night on the town. And it looks like this tier 2 tower is gonna fall to Avant Garde. Fonke gets through the wall, but he realizes as soon as he gets there, he can't do anything. Elucidate looks for the knockup, doesn't find it. Agony is taunted, but he uses his blink to get out. Rowe pops the kitty cats, but he is rooted into place. Nice damage there from Agony. Could he kill Rowe? No, Rowe manages to get out. The tier 2 tower is still there. Avant need to focus on that.
Avant need to try and finish off this tower, because they came here with a mission. They wanted that tower, so they're gonna go ahead and pick that off now. And now Entropy's game very low. It gets taken out by Ochita.
Yep, exactly right. And Ochita really stepping up this game at 9-0-6 at the moment, and he could very well add to the score as this one continues. Agony really not doing that much damage at the moment. Only got 200 magical power. Biggie blinks it again and uses the taunt. No beats up for Agony. He's going to fall to Sporks. Hearts go boom, getting extremely low again. Sporks has got a double kill. Fonke manages to blink away from all of that damage that Avant Garde were outputting, and down goes the left-hand side Phoenix. Rowe backed in all of that confusion and is almost back up in time for the middle Phoenix. It is going to fall to Avant Garde in only a couple of seconds. The Titan for Synapse is under attack. Fonke is in a lot of trouble. Gets rooted by Ochita. Sporks gets a kill there. Rowe jumping in, looking for some damage. Subfloor is below 50% health, but he's not worried at all because he's got the rest of his team to take the damage for him. The right-hand side Phoenix is the focus of Avant Garde's wrath right now, and it looks like it won't stand very much more. This looks like it is going to be the end for Synapse Gaming.
Now, I think they're going to pull out right here, just try and go home. Build up the items, heal up, but no, they're gonna go right back in there. Synapse Gaming, they pulled back on the arm of Avant Garde, saying where you going? And Synapse, Avant Garde turned around and just slapped Entropy right in the face.
Exactly right, and it looks like that misplay is going to allow Avant Garde to go back in here. Hearts go boom, falls again. Ochita's got another kill. Subfloor's got a kill onto Agony. Fonke needs to make something happen here because Elucidate is extremely low. Rowe gets a kill. Sporks gets a kill. That's a deicide for Avant Garde, and that's going to be GG. Entropy's up here, but he's not going to be able to do enough. Biggie uses the Defender of Olympus just to secure some damage, but Entropy gonna fall to Ochita. He's got 12 kills. The Titan is going down, and that is GG 2-0 the way of Avant Garde.
Avant Garde taking that out much flawlessly on the second game. They gave up no kills, only 2 kills given up on the first game, but they're gonna go ahead and take 2 wins here today.
That was complete domination by Avant Garde. Like, Synapse, we said they'd have to pull out some quirky strategies to try and beat Avant here, but
I didn't really see any really quirky strategies. They just kind of play things by ear, and you can't do that against Avant Garde. They've done their homework, they know what they're doing, and they act upon it with ferocity. And they just, again, like, Sporks and Rowe, they are very strong from Avant Garde. If you let them breathe, don't just try and deny them goal, try and shut them down. They're going to go ahead and ruin your day. But Ochita coming out 12-0-12 in that second game on the Nuwa.
that was just an incredible performance by him and everyone in the Avant Garde. The one death was Rowe, of course, falling to that fire giant. Very unfortunate there for him, but overall, I think he'll take that one in stride as Avant Garde just completely dominated Synapse there. Iggy in that game with Athena had 2 kills. That was the same amount that Synapse had the whole series. And that just really speaks to how we saw those games go. This was a sub 20-minute game. The other one was barely over 20 minutes. So that's about 40 minutes of game time. That's how long a usual game takes. But, you know, just that was one-way traffic there. And it's really unfortunate for Synapse Gaming to have such a difficult game to open their season.
Yeah, it's very difficult. They went up against the juggernaut of Avant Garde. We were kind of expecting this, but I was kind of hoping that the Synapse would have been able to pull out a curveball and try and throw a wrench into Avant Garde's plans, but unfortunately, I don't know if they hesitated or if they were just a little bit too careful, to the point where they just played kind of vanilla.
Yeah, I don't. They maybe were a little bit scared coming into this one, thinking, "Oh, we can't play too, out of the regular meta. It's Avant." But that's what they needed to do, was throw something unexpected Avant's way, and it didn't really work.
Okay, Hughesy, now I believe we're going to do something a little bit special during this Pro League season for Oceanic.
Yeah, so through the course of the season, at the end of each of the best of 2 series, the casters that are on casting that game will give out an MVP award for the series, and I think it has to go to a cheater. Like while this game was his best performance and last game Ro did very well, I think across the 2 games, a cheater contributed extremely nicely to his team. Like, he had a lot of really great portals for his team, getting them out of a lot of trouble, secured a lot of objectives with that Janus in the first game, and then just absolutely dominated this game.
Yes, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to Sporks, because although Cheetah was very dominant in both games, with a high amount of kills in the second games and a lot of utility in the first ones, and Ro being very dominant in the first one, Sporks came up pretty much equal with Ro on the first game, and on the second game, 7, 0, and 13, with a total play damage of 15,000, highest in the game.
Alrighty, so what we're actually doing is we're giving out, it's gonna work kind of like the Brownlow medal in AFL, where we give out a first, second, and third placed MVP. So my first place MVP is going to be a cheater, and I think, are you going to agree with that, Timmy? Because that will make the...
I thought we were going to have individual ones.
No, we're going to have consensus ones. So I think first place MVP is going to go to a cheater, second place to Sporks, and third to Ro. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds fine with me.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, because, like you said, Ochita did incredibly well. Sporks bring up the rear, not really like in the spotlight sort of thing, but he's absolutely dominating. Whereas Ro, he was only really a major factor in that first game, but still very strong all around. So,
and he had top damage in the second game.
Yeah, he did have top damage, but Sporks was maybe a couple hundred damage away from him.
Yeah, it was very well played from everyone on Avant Garde, and I look forward to seeing what they do in the future. Alrighty, so that'll do it for our first series here. Next up, we've got the Direwolves and Law Gaming, and that'll be brought to you by Timmy and Nightfall. So for myself, I bid you all a good evening, and I'll be joining you all in the chat.
I'll be seeing you soon in the next game. Stick around.